When I started to learn that I was the creator of my own reality, which I think I was about I think I was about 15 years old when I started reading up on spirituality and self-help and started putting the pieces together and being like, "Oh my God, I'm a magnet. I create my own reality. I have all of this creative control and blah 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 blah." I took that as I'm the creator of my reality, so I need to be so conscious and I need to consciously create reality. But now, all of these decades later, after literally over 15, well, about 15 years, looking back, I can see how having the perspective that I'm the creator, it's all on me. I need to use my thought capacity to create. I need to focus. I need to try. I need to be super conscious and super vigilant of my vibration all of the time. I can see how that actually restricted me from being the fullest expression of myself. What I've come to understand now is that the more I let go, the more I allow the greatest expression of myself to be streamed through me, to be given to me and presented to me, because I'm only a physical aspect of myself. I'm only a tiny, tiny, tiny part of myself. So if I'm putting the creation of who I am, the creation of my future, the creation of everything I want to achieve in my life, which is beyond my own physical brain's ability to perceive because I've never had it before. If I put all of that on my tiny little, tiny little, tiny little fraction of myself, which is my physical self, I'm only allowing a tiny, 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 minute fraction of my creative power to create my life. So even though I've had this amazing life, I've had multiple dreams come true. I've multiple times in my life got to a place where I've been like, "Oh my God, I can't believe like imposter syndrome. I can't believe I'm here. I hope I don't get found out." Even though I've had loads of moments like that in my life, I've always felt like I haven't been reaching the fullest potential. Like I've always felt like it's still a one day situation. One day I will allow myself to be, one day I will allow more, one day I'll finally get to this never ending pursuit of trying to be something that I want to be. But actually, what I was feeling inside of myself was one day I will allow myself to surrender to a greater part of myself. One day I will allow myself to stop controlling reality and allow the greatest expression of myself to flow through me. And how that actually happens is what I'm discovering now. How that actually happens is it happens by us utilizing our visualization mechanism, using visualization to enforce the energy of the life that we want to navigate towards. So for instance, if I was trying to bring a house through, I could build vision boards, look at references, then start to visualize myself living in a home and then letting it go. That's the biggest part of the whole mechanism. Is letting it go, but within that letting it go is trusting that we've created it. We've just aligned ourselves with it. Letting it go, not saying, okay, I'm going to go back to my life. Letting it go as in stopping putting that physical house that we're visualizing as the end goal and soak in the energy that reference house allowed you to create and just exist with that energy in your energy and allow your life to navigate you to the right fit for you, which is beyond your ability to even imagine. So if we're putting it on our physical mind constantly to keep trying to create and determine the way that our life should go, we're not allowing a much, much better, a much, much more fine tuned, a much more amazingly, oh my God, I couldn't have even designed this myself if I tried. This is beyond my ability. The perfection, the details of the rightness of what a greater part of me created. I never could have even dreamt this. And you're right, you can't dream it. You can't dream it because your physical mind is, you have two minds. You have a physical mind, which is like an artifact. It's like the phone, the photo folder on your phone. It's like all of what's already been. Your physical mind is data you've collected. But your creative mind, which is the mind that you can tap into when you let the physical mind rest and surrender, the creative mind thinks beyond. The creative mind isn't focused in to your physical reality. It isn't restricted by all of the data you've collected throughout your physical life. It doesn't believe all the limiting beliefs. It doesn't believe all of the limitations you've set on yourself. It can think beyond them. And it has no restriction with time, space. It can do anything. There is unlimited. Your creative mind is an unlimited aspect of you. So when you can soothe your physical mind, easier said than done. When you can regulate your nervous system, which is part of your brain and nervous system, your body is a brain, basically. You're a walking brain. All of your nerves are part of your brain. Your nervous system is a big brain. Your whole body is the brain. So when you can regulate yourself, when you regulate your mind and body, you allow yourself to go into these creative frequencies. And you allow yourself to allow the creative frequencies to come through. But when you're in survival and you're activated and you think you've got to control everything, and your nervous system is you're tuned into your physical life, you restrict yourself from access to the creative part of you. But when you can relax and regulate, that's why do you think when you're happy, suddenly everything comes through? When you go on holiday, people say all the time, when they go on holiday, things they've been asking for years suddenly come through. It's because they finally let themselves relax and they let the creative mind in. So the creative mind can bring the designs in and put them in your reality so that you can find them. So I know for me, for so many years, I was using my knowledge about being the creator of my own reality to put myself in fear, to actually hold myself away from my creative mind. I remember I would drive and I would say affirmations and I would go over and over and over things and I would try so hard and I would, put in all of this effort. And yes, I would finally get the things that I wanted, but they were so mediocre compared to what I know could be. They were what I asked for. They were what I forced myself to have. They were the dreams that I forced into being. When actually, if I allowed those dreams, what could those dreams have been? And this is how I treat my future realities. I try not to put in the details. I try to just surrender. Sometimes I try to not even have a situation in mind. Sometimes I just like to surrender to the flow and give complete creative control to a greater mind and just say, look, I know that there is a plan for my life. I know that there is incredible potentials for me to experience in this life. And I trust that. And I'm willing to surrender to whatever I'm here to do. I'm not going to hold on to the ideas that I have about what my dreams should be. I'm just going to release and allow myself to just be. There is a reason why I chose to come through as this being at this time. And I'm going to find out why, because that why, my reason for coming in and being this person is my greatest potential, is my most excited version of my reality, who you who you are supposed to be. You have all of these ideas from what you see other people getting. They look really happy doing that. They look really excited doing that. So I must make my life look like that so I get to live those emotions. But it's about finding out what inspires those emotions for the person that you are. And how you do that is you play with those emotions, play with your visualization mechanism. Start visualizing things, start feeling what feels good, start reaching for good feeling thoughts, and then surrender it and say, okay, I'm going to feel as best as I can, as much as I can as this version of me. I'm going to honor negative thoughts when they come through, and I'm going to allow them to redirect my life because they are my most powerful tools. And I'm going to just allow my life to just unfold. And that is the most exciting life that you could possibly live. That is when you will be the most turned on, tapped in, tuned into life, when you're allowing yourself to discover why you were so excited to come in and have this particular life experience in the first place, because you chose this life experience. The key is to find out why. And that is where your life will be the richest, the fullest, and that is where you will get the most out of your life when you surrender and find out why you came in to be this person at this time, and let go of all of the ideas of what you should or shouldn't be living, and just have the most exciting, amazing life that you came here to live. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. Lots of love.